Welcome to NEXTGames Geas Fete series, this one covering Escha Ru'Aun T2 NMs. In this video, I'll give a brief overview of the Escha Ru'Aun T2 NMs that I'll be covering here. I'll be covering the first 3 of the 6 that there are. Then I'll show battle examples of those 3 and how to kill them. And as always, we'll do all of this on the ninja job with the warrior subjob. Now this series will cover how to defeat all of the Escha NMs on your way to an Aeonic weapon. Ninja can solo all but roughly 10 of these. I will show you how to solo all but those 10, and then we will finish the series with showing you strategies for beating those remaining 10, usually involving a summoner strategy. Now in this particular video, we are going to start to take on Tier 2 NMs in Ru'Aun, which are level 125. There are 6 of them in total, and they will be the most challenging yet, mainly due to the adds that they will spawn either at the start of the fight or as it goes on. Now these NMs drop weapons and abjurations that can be used to turn into armor. Each of these NMs have their own individual mechanics at this stage, so I will go over each of them individually before showing the battle examples, so that you know what to be looking for in these battle examples. Now the first NM we are going to cover is Palila. Now Palila casts lots of debuffs, including Graviga, Defense Down, Magic Defense Down, Bio 4, and Evasion Down. Now immediately upon spawning, Palila will spawn 2 additional bird adds. I suggest you engage Palila first, so that Archie or whoever tank you're using can provoke Palila and get hate, then switch to those 2 bird adds and take them out. Once they're both dealt with, then start doing your damage to Palila. Now when either of the abilities Reverberating Cry or Debilitating Surge is used, Palila will spawn more birds based on the current health that she has. Now over 75% health, only 2 birds respond. However, if Palila has 74% to 50%, 3 birds, from 49 to 26, 4 birds, 25 to 11%, 5 birds, and definitely the most dangerous period is under 10%, 6 birds will spawn if either of those 2 abilities are used. Now the key to this fight is a strong darkness skill chain to proc, and then to get in as much damage as you can while she is proc'd. Blade He to Blade He is your best chance of doing this. I personally like to use Blade Shun and my Hishi to make the skill chain even more powerful into an Umbra, which I have found has a very high likelihood of staggering Palila. Now over 25% hit points, you're going to want to take out those birds if they spawn, because otherwise they're just going to be too unmanageable. Now under 25% hit points, you just need to go for the win and get in as much damage as you can. Once you defeat Palila, all the extra adds that she has spawned will despawn. This brings us to our next NM, Hanbi. Now Hanbi can cast Dread Spikes, Absorb TP, and Impact. Now I want to stop here and say Hanbi can cast Dread Spikes. For a ninja, that can be deadly in a single round of attacks, and it's really the only dangerous part of this fight. So you need to make sure that you're constantly watching for Hanbi to cast Dread Spikes, and if it occurs, you want to turn immediately until it can either be dispelled or wears off. Now Hanbi is going to summon demons every TP move according to how much hit points Hanbi has remaining. If it's 100% to 51% health remaining, only 1 demon will spawn. 50% to 26%, 2 demons, and under 25%, 3 demons. Now the more demons that are out, the stronger that his attack power is. And complicating matters is if a demon is left alive for more than 90 seconds, Hanbi will chain spell and gains access to nasty moves such as Oblivion's Mantle and Tier 4 magic. So you really must kill him within 90 seconds of that first demon spawning. Make sure you use light skill chains to take him out fast and ignore the added demons entirely unless one spawns above that 75% mark. Now if you can't do light skill change, don't panic, you should be able to complete these. This is probably going to take you an extra 30 to 45 seconds in order to beat it. So it's going to be a little more challenging to beat it before that 90-second window is up, but you still should most times be able to take care of it. Now the last NM we're going to talk about is Elon. Elon applies many status ailments to the party such as defense, accuracy, attack, and magic attack down. When Chilling Roar is used, he will level up and spawn a worm add. Use light skill chains to do great damage and to de-level him after he is leveled up. Radiant skill chains have a high likelihood of reducing his level, so do those if you can. Magic Burst damage is also very good on this one, so I suggest you also Magic Burst if possible. Now, if he levels up too many times, he's going to become much more challenging and difficult to beat, so similar to the previous 2 fights, get that damage in fast and as quickly as you can. That's the main reason we have Arc EV here, is so that you can focus on damage instead of tanking. Also similar to the previous fight, if you can't do a light skill chain reliably with your setup, then just go ahead and do darkness skill chains with Blade He. You should still be able to complete this. It just won't quite be as easy, and it'll take you, again, an extra 30 to 45 seconds in most instances. Now, as previously mentioned, our trust setup allows us to focus on getting our damage in, and allowing us to skill chain, since that is so helpful on these particular NMs. Therefore, I'm using Arc EV to help tank, Joachim for marches, Koromoru for haste, Dia, and dispel, and Monburo and Yoren Oren for cures. Now note, this is just the set of trust that I have found works well for me. Lots of tanks can be swapped in for Arc EV's role, as tanking isn't too difficult on these. Lots of red mages who can dispel can be swapped into Koru's role, and most white mage trust will have no problems curing through this as long as they can erase the debuffs that you'll be getting during these 3 fights. Okay, that should be it. Let's go ahead and see how these 3 battle examples go. Enjoy the runs, everyone. And that will be it for the first T2 video from Escha Ru'Aun. Next week, I will do the final 3 NMs before we move on to T3. Hope you found that helpful, everyone. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy.